Well, good morning, everyone. Janet Legere here, and along with my partner Dawn, we are your hosts for these weekly trainings at CLB Learning. I'm so excited for our call today. We're taking a little bit of a different road, one that I'm very passionate about, and I just can't wait to get started. How about you guys? Awesome. Well, we're going to start with a little bit about who Dawn and I are, where we came from, how we got to be where we are, and why you may or may not want to listen to us. We're going to talk a bit about what CLB Learning is and how it works. Very simple system that is actually extremely powerful. Then we're going to do a little bit of team recognition, and it is very little this week because it is the first of the month. It's the first day, so we're just getting started, which is pretty exciting. And that, pardon me, that's why I chose the topic that we had today. We were going to talk about, goodness gracious. That's better. We were going to talk about creating a video for your capture page, landing page, or your blog, which we will do next week. But because it's the first of the month, I decided to take a little venture down our thinking, and we're going to talk about positive mental attitude. Time for a tune-up. You guys agree? Now, Darla and Michael, I really appreciate you guys being on the call. If you're listening to the replay of this call, I know you're here for a reason, and I hope the reason is to really pick up some tips to tune yourself up. I work at a positive mental attitude every single day. You can ask Dawn. It's become an obsession with me. The more I worked on it, the more I saw changes in my life. The more I work on it, the more I continue to see changes. And I recognize 100,000% that what happens out here in my world is really all about what I'm thinking about. 100,000%. Yes, Dawn finds it most annoying. Imagine waking up to this every morning. Like, really? Okay. Well, you know what? It wasn't always like this, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Dawn and I met back in 1998 online, actually, when back then the online dating services were brand new, and we just happened to connect up, and connect is exactly what we did. From the minute we met, we knew we were meant to be together, and we've been together ever since. In 1999, we both found ourselves with the opportunity to be away from the corporate world. Dawn was in finance and finance management and insurance, and I was a controller accountant. So there was lots of reasons not to be in the corporate world, not really where I wanted to be. I always wanted to have my own business, had my own business in the past. And so Dawn and I decided that we would venture into the internet. Well, I got to tell you, 21 years ago, the internet was a much different place than it is today. You guys have no idea how easy it is for you guys to accomplish what you need to do to create success. I find it frustrating because it is so much easier today than it was back in my day. There is less learning curve. However, what there is today that there wasn't back in our day, as many distractions. There are so many distractions online that I really do understand why it is such a challenge to continue to move forward. And it's my job to keep you on track, to keep you focused, and to help you really create that success in your life. It's what Dawn and I have been doing for the last 21 years. We've used our skills to generate several successful income streams in affiliate marketing and network marketing. I've been at the top of the leaderboards in every company that I decided to to participate in, because that's what I do. How did I become successful? There's only one reason only, because it was a piece of advice I followed when we first came online. The first meeting I had a virtual conference. I used technology like this back then. And the fellow that was my guest talked about one of the important things to do no matter what you're doing, regardless of, pardon me, what business you're growing. Definitely getting to be that time of year. Regardless of what business you're growing, regardless of what venture you're on, to focus your time and energy on the internet on building your contact list, on building your list of people, getting to know them, building those relationships. And that piece of advice has stayed with me for 21 years. It's what helped me create very successful income streams. It's what's helping me help you. Today, the Contact List Builder is a community of members working together to help each other develop their business online. Back in 2003, when I wrote my very first ebook, it was a dream come true. It really and truly was. We'd had a successful business. It went belly up overnight. And I went back to work and realized that that's not where I wanted to be. And I knew that I had everything I needed in front of me to do everything I wanted to do. And I want to let you guys know that you have everything in front of you to create the success you want in your life. Everything. There's nothing you need to look for that you don't have right here through CLB. So what exactly is CLB Learning? Well, I like to think of it as a training and mentoring program with very simple step-by-step instructions on how to build your list fast. Is it the only thing you're ever going to use? Probably not. But it's a great place to start. It's a great place to focus. It's a great place to get you going. It's a great place for you to help others, because through CLB Learning, you don't have to really do all the helping or the teaching. We do it for you. We're going to help you personally master the skills, you and everyone you know, master the skills that you need to learn to grow a business online. I like to say that the learning curve is a lot less nowadays, but because of the distractions, it's probably just as challenging. Back in our day, there was an awful lot to learn to even get to step one, to start building your list. There was a lot to do and a lot to learn, programs to learn and what have you. Nowadays, I mean, those programs are still there. You still have to learn them. However, because of the training and the instructions that are available online, the learning curve happens as you grow. So as you follow the steps, as you start to create success, you start to understand what it is you're doing. Back in our day, if you didn't understand what you were doing, you could really mess things up. So we're really excited to be able to have systems that help us do that. So how exactly does CLB Learning work? Well, it's very simple. Number one, you set up your funnel, your autoresponder campaign, your capture page, your landing page or thank you page. Those are all set up for you. We have the share codes. It's a very simple process. It's the most work that you're going to do outside of following up. Once you're all set up, you're going to be sending traffic to your capture page. My goodness. Okay, you're going to send traffic to your capture page, and from there, your visitor is going to become a subscriber. That is the beginning of the magic. That's the list building phase. All right, if you do nothing else except continue to feed traffic to that list, you will begin to see some magic happening in your business, because what happens is they're redirected to a thank you page. On that thank you page, we instruct them about CLB Learning, and we encourage them to get a free account. Now, once they get a free account, this is where the magic happens, because now I'm going to take over. I'm going to teach them to set up their capture page, to create their funnel. I'm going to teach them to send traffic to that funnel using the resources in our downline builder. And when they follow the steps that I teach them, they're going to be joining all those programs under you. And when they do, when they upgrade, when they purchase credits, when they purchase solo ads, you're going to earn a commission. This is how you earn multiple income streams of multiple streams of income with one focus. Does that make sense to you guys? You build your list is bringing them through a system, the system is doing the work for you. 3 basic steps to CLB Learning: set up your funnel, send traffic to your funnel, and follow up. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? And it really is that simple. However, at every stage along the way, there's always more to learn. But what I'm going to caution you guys is to always remember these basics, because this is what's going to make your business grow, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, whatever business you're promoting. You need to focus on a funnel. You need to have a really good funnel. You need to send traffic to that funnel. You need to follow up. Build your list, build your list, build your list. Now, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. There's a lot more you're going to learn when it comes to blogging and posting and social marketing. Those are all skills you're going to learn as you move along. But what I want you to do, and what I'm really encouraging you to do, is focus on these 3 basic steps. Set up your funnel, send traffic to your funnel, and follow up. Because it really is that simple. So let's do a little bit of recognition. As we said, it's the very beginning of the month, the 1st of October. Yay, fall is definitely in the air here, although we're having some extremely beautiful fall weather. But you can really feel the crispness in the air. The trees are all changing color, although in Alberta, they just kind of turn yellow. We don't get those phenomenal colors that we get back east. One of the things Don and I both miss from southern Ontario are the phenomenal color. I mean, I just can't even explain the colors. You have to see them and experience them for yourselves. Pictures don't do them justice. You have to be there. The smells, the aromas, the crispness in the air, the crispness of walking in the leaves. I don't know. For me, it's my favorite time of year. So big shout out to Darla Key and Wayne Randall for the first ones to be sponsoring this month. I know that this list is going to grow as the weeks continue. Everybody ready for our training? If you're watching the replay of this call, I'm really excited to have you here because this, my friends, is everything. It's everything. It's everything in life. It's everything in what you do. When you really focus on changing your attitude, on having a positive mental attitude, the whole world changes. It does. So the whole world comes to serve you, really. That's what happens because that's what you're attracting. Positive mental attitude. What is the difference between inspiration and motivation? We're going to talk about the steps to develop a positive mental attitude. Anyone can do this. You have to decide you want to. And you have to practice every day. But let me tell you, anyone can do this. Anyone. It's not that hard. What you think really does come about. And so if what you're experiencing isn't what you want, this is the first place you look. Where to find daily motivation. So we're going to talk about that throughout our training. Positive mental attitude. So what is inspiration? The definition is the infusion or arousal in the mind of some idea, feeling, or impulse, especially one that leads to creative action. Your inspiration, that's that feeling. Motivation is the act of providing an incentive, the process that arouses, sustains, and regulates human and animal behavior. It's that carrot at the end of the stick. That's your motivation. Inspiration comes from inside. Motivation comes from out here. Motivation is what we create in our environment. Inspiration is what we create inside ourselves. So what inspires you? Think about that for a moment. What are the things that get you up in the morning? What are the things that make you want to do things? What are the things that inspire you to go further, to do more? Is it your family? Is it your children, your grandchildren? Is it your spouse? Is it just life in general? What is it that you want to do? Do you want to create more art? Do you have a dream? What inspires you? What motivates you? What are the things that get you going every day? The outside things. The rewards. Do you reward yourself? I hope you reward yourself every day. And do you carry the right attitude? You know, sometimes it's really hard to be sitting on this side of the fence, to be in that place where you understand your thoughts create things. I mean, it becomes an obsession after a while. And I trust me, okay, I have not yet perfected the art of positive mental attitude. Not 100%. And I'm working on it. And it's a process. And as you work on it, the more you work on it, the more you see out there. And that's when it really becomes challenging. And so I'm really hoping that today you're going to take some of this away with you, hold on to it, and embrace it. Because I'm hoping that it's going to make big changes in your life. A positive mental attitude, or PMA as we like to call it, is the philosophy that having an optimistic disposition in every situation in one's life attracts positive changes and increases achievement. What do you think of that statement? It employs a state of mind that continues to seek, find, and execute ways to win or find a desirable outcome, regardless of the circumstances. It opposes negativity, defeatism, and hopelessness. The philosophy of having an optimistic disposition in every situation in one's life will attract positive changes and increase achievement. I can tell you, I have had a positive, optimistic disposition most of my life, regardless of the situations I've been in. In my early days, I didn't understand the power of thought and the power of changing the way you think to create what you want. I was just experiencing, and in my mind, I just focused on the things that made me feel better. I didn't even realize I was doing it until I got older and started practicing these philosophies. How do you create a positive mental attitude? Back in 2002, I met my mentor, Devlin Steele. And I have to tell you, the man changed my life. He's changed Dawn's life. He's changed my daughter's life. He coached us for several months through his program called Tools for Life, which is no longer available. He's a phenomenal human being, and he really did change my life. He taught me things that I still do every day. And they were very simple strategies that made all the difference in the world. Your attitude really is your decision, so decide to make it a good one. If you do nothing else today, take that with you. Your attitude is your decision, so decide to make it a good one. Some people have what we think of as the wrong attitude. They look at things from the negative side of things. They don't look at the positive aspects of those situations. And yes, it can be annoying for the person who doesn't look at the positive side of a situation when they're surrounded by people who do. Do you see the conundrum here? Always be looking for the positive side, because I'm going to tell you right now, regardless of what's going on in the world, regardless of what's going on in your own personal life right now, there are positive aspects of that. Regardless of the situation, you can decide to find the good. You can decide to be nice. You can decide to smile. You can have a better attitude. Regardless. 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 Do you guys agree? I know you do. You may not want to. Yeah, some people are thinking, yeah, it just sounds kind of hoity-toity, whatever. But I can tell you from personal experience, it's absolutely true. Be honest with yourself. This is where most of the magic happens, because I know from personal experience we aren't always 100% honest with ourselves. We might be honest up here, or maybe we're honest. Let me change that. We're honest here. We know what's going on, but up here, we haven't quite connected those dots. Do you feel good physically, mentally? No, they're different, but they're connected. Are you happy? Are you smiling all the time? Sounds kind of head in the clouds, right? Do I smile all the time? No, I have my moments. Life does come at us. There are things going out there. There's outside situations, outside circumstances, other people in the world. We have COVID. We have all kinds of things. However, you can ask Dawn. I don't stay in that place very long. I do everything I can to do what I need to do to get out of that place. And today I'm going to show you some tips and strategies that will help you do just that. Are you where you want to be in your life? Now that I am. Do I want more and want to be more, want to do more? Sure, always, every day. But every minute of the day, I'm exactly where I want to be. How do you feel? How do you really feel? Some of us are still going through struggles in our lives, and that's okay. It's okay to recognize the struggle and recognize that you want to overcome the struggle. You want to get through the struggle, because let's face it, the only way to get over something is to get through it, right? We have to go through, but we have to get through. Some people get stuck in the moments, and we have to look past those. I love this quote from Abraham Hicks. If there's something that you desire and it's not coming to you, it always means the same thing. You're not a vibrational match to your own desire. Wow. If there's something you desire and it's not coming to you, it means that you are not a vibrational match to your own desire. Wow. So how do you get to be a vibrational match? That's a pretty big undertaking, don't you think? Focus your mind on positive thoughts. Doesn't that sound pretty hoity-toity? What do I do with my... Just a minute. I usually always keep one on my desk, but focus your mind on positive thoughts. There we go. Okay, I focus my mind so much on positive thoughts that I put my best ones in a book for all of you. Create a dream board with pictures of items to make you feel good, items you want to buy, places you want to go, people you want in your life. Look at it often. Cut pictures out of magazines. Put drawings up there. If you don't have magazines, draw the things that you want. Print them off the internet. Make a collage on your desktop. Look at things you would enjoy having. But here's the big deal with that, okay, with a vision board, is that you don't look at it saying, I wish I had that. Okay, that's not the right attitude. It's not, I wish I had that. It's, oh, it will feel so good when I do. And you feel that way now. So if I had that right now, this is what I would be doing, and this is how I would be feeling. And you feel that. Can you feel it? I can feel the energy. I can feel all of your energies. Just talking about this, just putting it through our minds is really making me feel the energy. Surround yourself with things that make you feel good. And look at them whenever you need a boost. That's a big thing, okay? My office is surrounded by things that make me feel good, that make me happy. I've got here's my little bear that my grandson got me for Christmas. The big thing about this bear, okay, it's a Swarovski, crystal Swarovski, whatever it's called. But here's the big deal about the bear. He picked this out with his daddy. Do you see what's the bear is holding? There we go. The bear is holding a happy face. And he said, I bought you this bear, Grandma, because it reminded me of your book. Now, how cute is that? Just what I think about it. I look at this little bear and it just makes me cry. Happy tears, happy tears. And then we've got Jamie. All right, here's Jamie. He is my very first bear that I bought back in 1994. He's part of a collection of over 100 bears now. He's pretty cool. Darla has her dream house on her laptop home screen. I love that. That's another great idea. And what you want to do, Darla, every day when you turn your computer on, look at that picture. Close your eyes for a moment. Walk through the rooms of the house. Cook dinner in the house. Serve guests in the house. Feel that energy. That's how that comes to you so much sooner. Keep a gratitude journal and begin each day listing things you're grateful for. And trust me, we all have many things to be grateful for, starting with the fact that you're reading this post, right? Starting with the fact that you're here, starting with the fact that you're alive, you're breathing. I woke up this morning, yay! And sometimes, I know how it is. Sometimes in life, that is what you have to focus on. Another chance. I woke up today. That's good. It's a good start. It's always a good start. Start a book of positive aspects. Some of these ideas are from Ask and It Is Given, my favorite book of all time. Starting a book of positive aspects is about having a book where you write positive aspects about people that annoy you, or if somebody annoys you, if you're having a battle with somebody, if somebody's not on the same wavelength as you, get out this book, get out a piece of paper, write down their name, and start writing all the things about them that are good. All the things that you like about that person, all the things that are positive. And it may not even, you may have to stretch it. It could be that they dress really well, they do their hair really well. I mean, sometimes you may have to stretch it, but let me tell you, it's about changing your attitude toward that person. Because we all have people in our lives that, well, maybe we don't all, But many of us have people in our lives that we'd rather not have in our lives, however they're in our lives. And so we have to find a way to embrace them. I hope that makes sense. Read, study, grow, fill your mind with positive messages day in and day out. It needs to become an obsession. Do you guys get that? Every day is a new day. That's right. But you really get that it has to become an obsession. You have to think, what can I do today to be happier? What can I do today to feel happier? Creating a positive attitude. Exercise. This is one of my favorite things in the whole world. It's in my book. I can't remember what chapter it's in. Maybe I can tell you in a minute. Right, chapter 2. I should know. Place happy things around you. This is such an important exercise, and I really am going to encourage all of you at the end of this call to do this exercise. Go around every single room of your house and make sure there is something in that room that makes you smile. Now that my office is absolutely filled with things that make me smile. Every corner of the room, everywhere I look, I see things that make my heart, fill my heart with joy and make me smile. And I don't have to look very far. And if I go into every room of our house, I'm going to find things that make me smile. Little things that I can look at, little things that I can see. And I even have sticky notes around my house to say, be happy. So this is a picture of the office I used to have at our other house. Many of these things are still in my surroundings. Some of the things have changed. However, when I look around, everything makes me smile. You go, be happy. Little sticky notes. Do you have little sticky notes? Where are my little sticky notes? I used to do it, and my friend would come over, her and her husband would come and stay. Sticky notes, just get little sticky notes, and nope, that one's not very good. Here's your little sticky notes, and you just write on there, be happy. You can write one that says smile, whatever you want to do. And then you know, if you can get the sticky note off. Right. And then, where can I see my calendar here so I can stick it? There you go. Be happy. All right? There's a note. Be happy. No kidding. I dare you not to laugh. All right, then you can just put one that says smile. If you need a reminder, smile. Okay? Just stick that somewhere else. But go around every single room of your house and put something you like. Draw some art. I have cards that I drew and colored. Be happy. If you need to be reminded, then remind yourself. Do whatever you need. And the reason you want to do this is so that if you're having a bad day, somebody pisses you off, things aren't quite going your way, you can stop where you are, look around your environment, and focus on something that makes you feel better. You don't need to focus on this at the moment. You need to focus on something that's going to change your energy. So important. Another thing you want to work on changing, and the first thing you have to do is recognize them. And this is where, oh man, it really, depending on your personality, can become quite an obsession. All right, changing your words. Your words have so much power. Not just the words you speak, but the words you think as well. But especially getting those words out there, because the words that you speak indicate what's going on inside. They're connected. Are they good words? Are you complaining or smiling? Some people don't really know the difference. Some people don't really understand what it means to be complaining. Do you use any of these words? And here's another exercise for you guys to do. Get out your notebook and write those down. And remove them from your vocabulary. A good friend of mine, Jean Hudson, she's a life coach, and her and I worked together. We had an online coaching show, and she did a training call for us one day, and this is exactly what she talked about, were these 5 words. But, try, maybe, guess, should. Remove them from your vocabulary. There is no trying. You don't tell people you'll try. You say yes or no. Maybe. Yes or no. I guess. I guess it could be. No. Should. Oh boy. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? 5 words. Remove them from your vocabulary. You'll be amazed at the changes that happen. You'll also be amazed at the challenges you may have at changing those words. Write them down. Work on removing them. Make it the biggest word you want to remove is that but word. And the reason is, when you say but, it negates what you said just before it. I love you, but I really don't like it when you do this. You know? It says, well, I don't really love you. So don't use but. I love you and. I think you're wonderful and. I love this program and. I have a challenge with this. Do you see what I'm saying? And get rid of the other words. There is no trying, as Yoda says. Either do or do not. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. Here's my pen. I'm going to try and grab the pen with my right hand, okay? I'm going to try. So pick up your pen right now and try to grab it with the other hand, okay? You're either going to grab it or you're not going to grab it. There's no trying. Remember that you are powerful. You are. Regardless of where you are in your situation, regardless of where you are in your life, you are powerful. You are a powerful being. Choose to embrace life. You are here for a reason, for a season. Love every minute of it. Realize you get to control your reactions and responses. We do. There's a difference between reacting and responding, you know. Most of us tend to react. And this is where we have to work on that, because I still do. I am not perfect by any stretch of any imagination. I still react. And then I recognize I've reacted and I change it and respond. No one is better qualified than you to figure out how to be happy. Trust me. Believe that you are more than enough, because you are. You are all you need to be. Love yourself. Stay cool. And journey well. Enjoy this journey. We're going to go on many paths on our journey. Some shorter than others. But every path is going to be one that you can make decisions that you can enjoy regardless of what comes at you. There's lessons and blessings that come from things that we don't really want to be a part of. And practice really does make perfect. It may take a while to notice any changes in your life. When you start practicing being happy, when you start practicing your attitude, when you start practicing looking at the good things. Always look at the bright side of life. Do you guys know that? Is it John Cleese video? It is so funny. Always look at the bright side of life. But it's true. It's so true. Practice really does make it perfect. So what I'm going to challenge you to do, if you don't do it already, is to take 15 minutes a day. That's all you need. To clear your mind and decide to feel good all day. Best to do it first thing in the morning when you get up. Make it the intention of your day that your day is going to be amazing. That everything is going to be awesome. And when things come into your life, when you experience things that are not awesome, focus on things that are. Some things we can't change. We have to face that. But we can change our attitude about them. And you can do it. Listen to motivational music if you need to, inspirational speakers, whatever you need to keep you in that feel-good state. Stay away from the news. I'm going to tell you, the best thing I ever did was stop reading the news and stop focusing on all the negative news, because that's all that's out there. I started focusing on things that were happy, because there's a lot. You know what I'm going to tell you guys? There is a lot of happy news out there. There's a lot of great things going on in the world. Sadly, the news media doesn't report those things, so you have to look for them. And I promise you, if you look for them, you're going to find them. And if you stop focusing on the negative things that are going on in the world and focus on the positive things that are going on in the world, your world will change. It doesn't mean the world will change, but will change your world. I promise you. Decide that right now, you will feel good. And you're going to look for things that feel good. Practice the art of finding that feeling good place. It's your life. Be happy. Get stuck on being happy. Why not? This is our life. We get to choose this life. And I'm going to tell you that when I go, when my day comes that I'm going to rejoin the collective, there's nobody can say I wasn't happy. Because I am. I'm the happiest person on the planet. All right, so here's something new on our call and something I'm going to incorporate each week. And so if you're watching the replay of this call and you got all the way to the end, congratulations, you are awesome. Now it's take action time. Did you take away any tidbits today? I sure hope you did. I hope we raised your vibration a little bit. I hope we gave you some ideas to take away with you, to do, to put into practice. And if you did, spread the word. Write a blog post about what you learned and how you put it into action. This is a great call to action for you, both of you, Dawn and Darla. I would love to see some blog posts about positive mental attitude. I'll have the replay of this video up shortly. You'll be able to even include that in your blog post. Share your excitement and results with your friends on Facebook, your followers on Twitter, whatever social networks you're working, Instagram. Invite them to join you here for our next CLB Learning webinar. That's the best thing to do, right? Tell them how happy you are. Come here and get some feel-good feeling. Next week, we're going to do some videos. I'm going to have some scripts for you. I'm going to share with you some videos to create for your thank you page, a video to even put on your capture page if you want to, videos to create for your blog posts. I'm even going to encourage you, Darla and Dawn, I'm going to push you guys to get out there and click that record button on your computer and say, I was on a pretty cool webinar today learning about positive mental attitude. And I realized I got a little bit of work to do. But below are some awesome strategies that will help you and me create a better positive attitude. Awesome stuff, right? I love it. Next week, video marketing. All right, it's going to be awesome. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are amazing. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you are watching this as the replay, please leave us your comments on our YouTube channel or our blog post. And if you aren't a member of CLB Learning, get in touch with the person who invited you here today, and let's get you on board and making a difference in your life. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next week. This is Janet Legere signing off for now. Bye, guys. We'll see you next Thursday. Have a great day.